Alright, guys. This is DJ Wolf here. In the hot seat, of course. There was a time when Big Mama was the real Big Mama. The real Big Mamas today aren't the same. The Big Mamas that were around when I grew up used to give women sound advice about, laying around with guys, this, that, and the other. Today's Big Mama is about that liberation stuff. I've seen it, and I hear them talking, and they don't always give the best advice to these young women out there. That, or some of them just don't take the advice anyway. But that's another whole story. My thing is that the women's liberation movement changed everything. They changed the way women think about relationships, and particularly about men. And it's hurt relationships. Now you got these young guys out here that won't even be involved with women in relationships, because these women today are bogged down with other issues, attitude issues, being misindependent all over the place, that they don't need no man, having multiple kids with different guys. Those are major turnoffs. That's one of the reasons why the marriage rates are low. It doesn't completely surprise me about that. Who want a ready-made family? I know even back in the 80s and stuff, I actually used to mess with women who had multiple kids, but I wasn't going to settle down with them women. It wasn't going to even happen. Ever. And I'll be honest, I wasn't in love with them. And they weren't in love with me. It was just a good lay. You know what I mean? That's all it was about. It was nothing further than that. Believe me, it wasn't. They don't care about all that. These women today are all about, getting that coin. They could care less about much anything else. And that's truth be told. They just ain't all that. They're not into wine and dine. Well, they might be in a little of the dining and a little bit of the wine, but that's pretty much it. I know somebody who actually was trying to get involved with some chick, and she wanted him to take her to the best of restaurants, and he kind of did that. And then after they went back to his place, she kind of wanted to go home. So he's just like, forget it. And he told me, he said, I'd never get married. And I can understand. I'm not even mad about that. If you're under 30 and would like to settle down, it's not the easiest thing to do it. Hell, I didn't settle down myself. I was almost 30 myself. I was 27. Well, I should take that. Well, yeah, when I got married by 27. So, and I'll be honest, I have been through the dating game, ran through a bunch of women, and I know how it is. Anytime you going on a date with a chick and a girlfriend talking about, well, I gotta have a guy light skin, and he gotta be about close to 30, and be making coins and blah blah blah. He gotta drive a BMW, all kind of shit. I had a girl tell me that. I said, really? Seriously? This was in the late 1980s. I said, you gotta be out your damn mind. She put her criteria on the dude that she wanted to be with. Yeah. That's her dream guy. It's like she's buying a car, but they don't want you. It's funny. Women doesn't want you to think of them as buying the car. Well, it's the same thing apply for y'all. And they do the same thing with guys. They always have. Women look for specific criteria in guys, just like guys look for specific criteria in women. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that women don't know how to look for the right criteria in guys, which is why they end up with with dating so many bad guys, because they look everything on the outside and they don't look on the inside. You know, they don't. I don't know. They can't see. They can't see the forest through the trees. You know, and the guys, same thing. There are women fine as hell. You know, and some of y'all try to wife them up. They be the most scandalous motherfuckers around. Excuse my French. You know. Now, in the case of, and I didn't talk about it, but I'm talking about it now. Dell Curry, NBA baller, legendary NBA baller, son, Steph Curry, legendary NBA baller. Okay. Dell's wife, Steph's mom, Sonya, you know, very attractive woman. And her and Dell had a college friend who was also a former professional sports athlete himself, who played in the NFL, I forgot the name. And she's been having an affair with him for years. It's according to published reports. Now, they said that Dell had been known to do the same thing, but they haven't proven anything yet that Dell's done over years. But Sonya and Aisha, if you don't remember, had just had an interview with Miss what's that name? Jada Pinkett Smith. Entrapment. You know, whatever they call that. Entanglement. Miss Entanglement herself. About 2 years ago. Y'all know about that. Where she was actually cheating with this singer named I forgot the guy's name, but you know what I'm talking about. She was a young singer who had problems, and she claimed she was trying to help him. She was trying to help herself in his pants. You know, and Will looked so hurt, man. He looked hurt. I mean, he looked really, really hurt, man. He looked almost like he was hurt, but he wanted to fuck up Jada. That's the way he looked. He really did. You know. But you know, and I'm not 100%, but Jada was pretty tight with Tupac. Everybody know that. That's all I'm gonna say about it. They were tight. Everybody knows that. She admitted that. But I don't know how tight they really were, but they were tight. They were good friends. They went to the same art school in Baltimore, from my understanding. But anyhow, or wherever they went, but they went to the same high school. That's my understanding. But anyway, the thing of it is, they had an interview with her, and of course, you know, because Aisha was hot off that, boy, I want to get other guys that knows me type of deal. But she was serious about it too, you know, because she was jealous of the fact that Steph, her husband, was getting all the attention. And you know, of course, when he was in those championships against my hometown Cleveland Cavaliers, guess what women were talking about? Oh, we were team light skin. Give me a fucking break. You know? And Aisha, who's not a bad looking chick, you know, I don't know what she was thinking about, because she, you know, she had the mother load just being married to, you know, Steph Curry. You know, she had the mother load. I mean, she literally had the mother load. She had the mother load of him. But apparently it's not enough. And his mother was kind of talking a little greasy at the time, too. I'm not going to front. She was talking pretty greasy. Real talk. To the point I was kind of, even now I was kind of like, what is all that all about? But I didn't think nothing of it until now. She was probably kind of already was out there anyway, even when she did the interview. You know? And I'm like, wow. This woman probably out there. And she look like she out there. And they show videos of her being a little bit on the out there side too. You know. But my thing is, and it kind of bothered me too, is Step and Aisha is siding with the mom against Dale. Now, y'all guys know if you siding with the mom against dad, guess who they're gonna call the court? You know how I know? Because that happened in my family. I'm not gonna go into details about it, but that happened. I will say this, I wasn't involved in it because I wasn't in the area at the time. I was overseas. Y'all doing out here? So, but nevertheless, but I do know usually when you have kids involved in divorce proceedings, whether they're young or old, usually they do have them testify. This I know personally. Okay. And Step and Aisha should not be surprised if they get called to the stand to testify against their father. They should not be surprised by it one bit. If that is the case, because that's the published reports has been saying that they actually sat with the mother on it. I wouldn't even talk about it. Unless it was something of a domestic violent situation, which from my understanding had nothing to do with this. They should be talking at all. It ain't your business what them two were doing on each other. Stay out of it. Take us from somebody who's seen it, been and done that. And I don't mean me being there and doing that, but actually seeing people doing it to each other. And I'm surprised the Step has even allegedly said that he supported his mom against his dad. I'm actually surprised by that. I'm just hoping it don't backfire and happen to him. The same thing that is about to happen to his dad with that pending divorce proceeding. Like what somebody was saying on another show that I was listening to this morning, they might use that against him in that trial, in that divorce trial. That very well could happen. You know, they may start questioning his infidelity they think that he might have. It might come out. You know, like I said, Step, you next, buddy. Aisha had been talking kind of greasy about, wanting to step out herself, and she's still married. She been talking about that for a couple of years. I was like, really? And she got put on blast, and she should have got put on blast for that. She really should have. But she was talking real greasy about it for a while. You know? But, this is why a lot of these guys out here today, a lot of these young guys, decide, hey, I'm not going to get married. And like I say again, I don't blame them. Why get married? Why buy milk when you can have a cow? A lot of guys rather just go ahead and have the cow. Just get the whole shebang that's involved with something without having to actually be married. In other words, stay single and get all the sex you can get, and have somewhat of a benefit of a marriage, but not the whole thing of a marriage. Not all the issues of marriage. Because at least if you are single, you can always go ahead and wham bam, thank you ma'am, and kick him out. That's better than the headache of a marriage. Because a marriage can't be a headache. I've been married almost 30 years. And there's good things about it, there's not so good things about it. that ain't always the case with a lot of these younger generations. A lot of them out there, it's all about the business of dating and not much else. There's no substance behind it. People text, people email, you know, or they use a phone to do video, FaceTime and stuff like that. No real interactions anymore. I remember I used to tell my son when he was in school, in high school, like, well, I'm gonna text this girl. I said, dude, don't text, call me. Because even back in the 80s, I would call girls, man. I would call the girls up and talk to them on the phone. But I ain't doing all the other greasy stuff, man. Come on. Texting. Emailing. Man, that's not enough. It's not enough to get to know a girl. It's not. Period. You know? Video chat. All these dating sites. You get to know people doing that. I had to tell them one time, I said, man, don't be using them dating sites, man. Dating sites can be very dangerous. You can get set up doing that, dealing with dating sites. If you got to deal with dating sites, I tell you, for real, this is me. You ran out of options. And I'm being kind of saying that. I mean, to be going on damn dating sites for what? You know? You ain't got no game of your own and, you know, to try to hold it down? Really? It's crazy. Well, I'm going to cut this short, guys and gals. It may be a part 2. I don't know. We'll see. I'm out.